by Farah and Farah, Baptist Health, and by TIAA Bank. Jaguars Postgame, presented by Florida Home AC, starts right now.
And welcome in. It's Jaguars Postgame, presented by Florida Home AC. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor. After a Jaguars loss in Week 15, 30-16 the final score. Texans over the Jaguars. The Jags now fall to a record of 2-12. Houston 3-11. The Texans complete the season sweep of the Jaguars in the AFC South. And Fred, good afternoon to you, first off. Good to see you.
Likewise, JP.
Second of all, another similar performance. We've seen and felt this one before this season.
Of course. Just going back to just the lack of being able to score in the first quarter. You know, I always try and take notes so I can know what I'm talking about. These guys are only averaging less than 3 points a quarter. In half of the games, they haven't scored any points in the first quarter. So you couple that with, early penalties, special teams, defense being able to get off the field in 3-and-out situation, and then you have another special team penalties, I think second week in a row, where something happened on special team that extended the drive for the opposing team. 12 plays later, Texans score. Jags come and answer. They have a field goal. The very next series, you give up a 90-plus yard kickoff return, and a lot of other things that the special teams did throughout the day, penalty-wise, and just sloppy play. So, again, same thing, different week, same result for the Jaguars.
Yeah, maybe we'd feel differently, or I'd feel differently if the Jags did score early in the first quarter, Fred. But you highlighted it. I think it's the early mistakes that they're just shooting themselves in the foot. 3-and-out, first drive, and the team is hyped at that point in time, right? And they're ready to go. You're going to get the ball immediately, and you take all that away, and you let them stay on the field for a 15-play drive, and it takes out all that extra juice you had coming in. And then, of course, the kickoff return, which is just, it's a free touchdown. You answered with a field goal, and then you gave up an instant touchdown. So you're like, you do all that hard work, and you're net down 4 points on those back-to-back plays. It's just they're digging themselves holes, and they obviously the offense isn't good enough right now to climb out of those holes.
Exactly, and a lot of people, just the regular or average fan, they see the ball going back and forth. They see points on the board. They don't realize how much of the NFL game is a field position and momentum game, right? There's that momentum. If the defense had gone out there and then the 3-and-out and stopped them right there, and the Jags offense goes down and at least put up 3. They put up a minimum of 3. That's a better start than you've had in the previous weeks. And now with the, a lot of the negative stuff that has left the building, these guys would probably fly around with a bit more energy and a bit more optimism. Then now you have the defense another opportunity to go out there the very next series and stop them. Lord knows what could happen for this team. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case due to penalties. Back-to-back weeks, penalties is what's really beating this team up, along with everything else that could possibly happen.
Including JP drops.
Yeah.
And
I think plenty of those.
And there were opportunities, though, now. Trevor Lawrence had some passes that, he had the one to Treadwell we talked about in the first half. Now, they overcame that with the pass to O'Shaughnessy, but still, it's like, you shouldn't need that many tries. You got a wide-open guy. He missed some opportunities out there today, I thought.
Yeah.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're awaiting the first word after the game with interim head coach Bevell. Jaguars fall by a score of 30-16 to the Houston Texans. Texans got a win over the Jags back in Week 1 and again in week number 15. Jags offense as a whole, so many 3-and-outs today. And I don't know if there's ever a good time for a 3-and-out, but when you're trying to claw back in a football game and get something done, they weren't really able to do that. Only 2 field goals in the second half. Every other possession a 3-and-out until the end of the football game, and just no life at all really in the second half of this offense. James Robinson had some play early. Kind of felt that was going to be the case today after all the comments this week, and he finished tied for a season high with 18 carries in this game for 75 yards and a touchdown, Fred.
Yeah, anytime, JP, when you look at an offense that's struggling, really that's been the theme of the season, whether it's penalties, overthrows, drops, It's just, just put that in one bag and ship it away. And hopefully that's not what we're going to get, when they're a better team next year. But right now, a lot of the growing pains, it's easy to spot. It's easy to see what they need to improve at. James Robinson, I'm happy for him. I think, he was able to go out there and turn out some really positive runs, had 2 that were double-digit runs there in the first and second quarter. Not necessarily as strong of a finish as I would have hoped, but the game was a little bit out of reach, so they really couldn't give him the ball. But it's good to see him, running efficiently again.
We'll take our first time out on Jaguars postgame. Still awaiting the first word with interim head coach Bevell after a Jaguars loss to the Houston Texans. 30-16 the final score, and it's Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Are your heating and cooling costs extremely high? Do you want to extend the lifespan of your heating and cooling system investment? If so, Florida Home Air Conditioning is ready to help you save some money. Schedule your annual AC or heating system tune-up today with Florida Home Air Conditioning for only $59. Florida Home Air Conditioning, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 855-FLA-HOME.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
Move day is on the 20, the 10. Yes, another successful move to a new home. I tell you, folks, I've never seen a team more prepared than the Move Day crew. With a dominating lead in training, trust, and moving efficiency, it's no wonder.
Daryl, if you could just kind of walk us through how difficult it was to prepare for a game with everything that happened this week from a timing standpoint and focus standpoint and so forth. What was this week like?
It really ends up being a normal week. I mean, we're used to all kinds of things that change, and so we have to be ready to make adjustments and be able to adapt to the situation. And thought our guys, whether it was the players or the coaches, did a good job putting a plan together. The guys were ready. They were into it. We just didn't play a clean football game today.
Coach, did you get an adequate explanation from the referee on the penalty on DeWine on that punt return? Because it looked like he just bumped into the referee by accident.
Yeah, what the official told me was on the return, like before the play was finishing, Smoot ran on the field and he said he ran right into him. He said he ran into him hard. I didn't see it. He said it wasn't just a graze, knocked him over pretty hard. So he felt like he had to call that. That was the explanation. Yeah, That's one of the things to talk to the guys about. I mean, we can't play bad football, and that's guy on the sideline running on the field. It's just not good football.
Daryl, could you talk a little bit about? Obviously, there was an intention to use James Robinson a little bit more here today, but could you just talk a little bit about when you had 3rd and 10 on their 11, why you had an inside handoff to him if it wasn't going to be 4-down territory? That's just an unusual play call in that situation.
Well, at the time, we felt like it was a 4-down territory. That's how I was playing it. And, we had a pretty solid run. Then at the end, because we started to go for it, ended up taking a timeout, just thought better of it, wanted to get points in that situation to have something positive happen at the end of that drive.
Hey, Coach, the offense struggled to find the end zone today. How is this something that's fixable in the last stretch of the season? I mean, this is something we kind of talked about, the offense feeling like it was in a bit of a lull. How do you snap that and get out of that kind of scoring drought? Yeah,
I thought there was things that we did better today. There was a little bit of explosion. You were able to find guys. We were able to create some space for some people, but again, there was opportunities to make plays. We didn't make some of them, and we got to catch the ball. We got to throw the ball. We got to protect better, and we'll be able to find the end zone. But it's on us to continue to improve.
And how did it? This was your first game on the sideline with this team. How did it feel to be on the sideline calling plays with this group? Yeah,
I thought it was really good. I thought the communication was clean with all the coaches, being able to go back and forth on the defensive line. Our analytics guy upstairs was able to talk to him pretty cleanly. So thought it went well for the first time out.
Daryl, back here. Right over here. 5 drops today by your receivers and running backs. Now as the interim head coach, how does your conversation maybe change in terms of the urgency for the continued drops by the receivers for this team?
Yeah, I mean, I just told them in there. I mean, we have to play clean football, and we haven't been able to do that. Whether it's the drops, the one thing that I really preached with the guys was I wanted them to play 60 minutes and not measure the game, because you have to be able to learn how to win. And these games in the NFL are razor thin. And whether it's the drop passes, whether it's an opportunity right there on, I don't know what it was, 3rd and 9 to get a stop, we get a stop. The offense got a chance to go win the game. We give up a touchdown. So those are chances for us to make plays. Whether it's making a tackle, whether it's giving them good calls, whether it's catching the ball, whether it's throwing the ball, whether it's protect. We got to clean that up, and we got to learn how to win, and we got to learn how to win those close games, and then this thing will start to turn.
So you did feel like there was almost a drop in focus in the fourth quarter?
I wouldn't say it's a drop in focus, but when whatever it is, when you get your opportunity to make a play, you got to make your play. And these guys are professionals. We talked about it before, and we have to catch the ball. That's your job. A receiver, his description is to receive. So he needs to catch the ball.
Coach, back here, Houston threw for 2 third-down touchdown passes. The first on the opening drive, and then the second, and another on the last drive. What were some of the things that? How do you get off the field in those situations, and how critical is it to get off the field in those third-down situations?
Yeah, I just hit that on the last one. I mean, the last one is a huge play in the game, and after the whole game, after everything that happened, there's a chance for a one-play opportunity. If the defense makes the play, then the offense gets a chance to go win the game. So opportunity to make it. I believe in the first drive we're off the field, right? We get a penalty that doesn't need to happen, and we have to clean those things up. We got to make sure the guys understand that, because again, we're killing ourselves, and it's going to continue to happen unless we clean it up.
Hey, Coach. Now that you've got a full week to prepare, are you going to change the way you've been preparing so far this season? I know you mentioned you were keeping the status quo back on Thursday, I think it was, when you spoke. But are there going to be changes moving forward from that standpoint?
Yeah, I think that's something here in the next 24 hours or 48 hours that we'll be able to sit down and really think about it. Like I said, after the game, want to be able to take a breath, see how things went, and then evaluate it from there.
It was a tough week for this organization. A lot of things happening after last week's loss to the Tennessee Titans. Urban Meyer gone as the head coach. Darrell Bevell brought in as the interim, and back on the field today, finally, after a long week. But it just didn't turn out right today for the Jaguars. Next week it's on to New York to face the Jets. Week after that at New England to face the Patriots. And then the Jaguars will wrap up the regular season in Week 18 against the Indianapolis Colts here at TIAA Bank Field. Today, though,
Hey, Trevor.
What's up, guys?
Before we get into talk about the game, can you talk about where you are? I understand that you've had a conversation with Shad Khan about having input going forward. Where do you feel you are in terms of how things move forward now within the organization?
I mean, that's really not my focus right now. Right now, all I know is that Coach Bev's our head coach, and everything else is still intact, and that's what we're focused on moving forward and just trying to get better. I thought we moved the ball a lot better on offense today. Took a step in the right direction, but we just got to make plays down the stretch. When we need them, third, fourth quarter. I gotta make the throws. Guys gotta make the catches. It's all of us. We gotta make more plays. I missed a big throw on third down, like 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So, but I mean, it was nice to see us moving the ball again, like we were earlier in the year. So, that was a step in the right direction. But we gotta finish.
To that point, what is it that you want to see moving forward here that's important for you personally? The last games of the season. Just
to keep getting better offensively. Just to get more and more consistent. Like today, I thought first half was really good. We didn't come away with as many points as we would have liked. I thought we should have finished some of those drives, but we were moving the ball really consistently. And then the second half started off bad, then got a couple drives, and then just didn't finish well. We had 2 opportunities at the end and didn't take advantage of them, and then really put our defense in a bad spot. So I just like to see us be more consistent. That's all of us. Like I said, it's me included. So we all got our part, and we just got to take ownership of it and go be better. And that's what I'd like to see these next few weeks, and it starts with all of us.
Trevor, just how frustrating overall was the day from the standpoint of, yes, you had guys drop balls on you. You missed Treadwell high once, low the other time. It just seems like you guys can't get into any kind of rhythm. You get there for a few minutes here and there, but then it goes back to, you know, maybe a 3 and out or a 5 and out or something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating. You know, all the guys are frustrated. We want to be more consistent. We want to win. So it's definitely frustrating. But like I said, we're the ones that control that. You know, we got to go make the play. I gotta make those throws. The other plays, guys got to make catches. We all have our part. You know, and there's no way around that. Like we all have to play better. So. And that's the thing. You just got to look yourself in the mirror and figure out how to get better. And I think we'll do that, but got to really do that this week.
Hey, Trevor, right here. Speaking of frustrations, in your career, you've never really had a shortage of touchdown passes. The past few weeks, the touchdowns have been hard to come by, including today. How frustrating is that for you, and how is that something that, I mean, the offense can kind of get out of that drought?
Like I said, just making plays, consistently putting ourselves in that situation to score, especially with manageable down and distance. You know, the first drive, drove it down, ended up having, I missed a throw a little bit wide to Marvin that we could have scored on early, and then I think we ran the ball and got a big gain, got it down to 4th and short, kicked the field goal. But then, you know, defense gets a big turnover and we get the ball on probably, I don't know, the 30 or so, plus 30, maybe even plus 25, and didn't do much, didn't move it much there. Then we got stuck in a 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 13, and they drop out and have to check it down. And so that's, you know, that gets tough when you're trying to, and you know they're playing the sticks as well. So then you get, you know, you want a touchdown there, and you have to come away with a field goal. So we got to do better on 1st and 2nd down. That's all of us. That's, you know, like I said, just making the plays, get us ourselves in 3rd and short, and then I think that'll definitely help us score more, and then making the plays in the red zone, taking advantage of those, and we didn't do that today.
Back here, Trevor. How, if at all, did it feel different with Coach Bev serving as head coach, both in the preparation leading into this game and during the game itself?
You know, obviously it's different. You know, Coach Bev and Coach Meyer are different personalities, so it's very different. But I thought the guys just handled it well. We're excited, we're ready to play, had a lot of energy. Obviously didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, but we had our chance, you know, in that game. It's one possession game and didn't finish, but I thought all the guys were ready. We had some really good energy on the sidelines, very positive. It was nice having Bev on the sideline, so I could go talk to him between series, and I really liked that, and I thought that helped for sure. So just got to keep building on it. Like I said, we got 3 games left. Let's just keep building on it, keep getting better.
Yeah, that's what my follow-up was going to be. What was it like having him on the sidelines? Did that kind of change your in-game conversation, decisions at all?
Yeah, and then especially, you know, when you get a TV timeout or 2-minute warning or whatever it is, I can go and we can just talk about what he's thinking instead of being up in the box and doing it through the headset or through Shoddy or whatever it is. It just makes that a little easier, and I can, like one play I went up there and asked him about something, and he's just standing there, you know, so I had a little bit of time left, and I can go ask him. So, you know, that makes it easier.
Hey, Trevor, I was just curious whether how good it was to see James Robinson at least get involved to the degree that you've been looking for and some other people.
I thought it was great. Obviously, we've already talked about how good a player James is, and just continuing to build on that. We need all of our players to play well, and that just goes back to what I said earlier. We all got our part in it, and we got to play better. But yeah, it was great to see James. Obviously, very involved, and yeah, I thought we started off strong, and we just, like I said, got to finish.
Trevor, could you go over with us the quarterback sneak on 4th and 1? Did they just do a good job of beating your lineman on that play, or did it not go in the direction you wanted it? What happened there?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough there. You know, we ran it on the 5-yard line earlier in the game on 3rd and short, and it was pretty same formation, similar look. So I think they knew it was coming. They gapped us out, made it pretty tough. And then the linebackers did a good job also flying up on the snap. So wasn't a ton of space. Obviously for me, you'd love to, you know, get 1 yard out of that to keep the chains moving. But yeah, we'll have to look at it. I don't really know, honestly, until I see the film how they were gapped out, but they covered both A gaps, so that always makes it tough on a quarterback sneak.
Trevor over here. You mentioned drama. There's been drama all year, but even this week, the drama still bled into Wednesday and even into Thursday. Will it be nice next week to possibly just have a regular week for the first time in maybe a while?
Yeah, it'll be nice, and we got to flip the page. You know, we got to move on. Going to New York this coming week, we got to put together a great game plan and go get a win. So, like you said, it'll be nice just to move on and to go into this week somewhat normal. I think that'll be good for us, but we just got to keep that focus, and I know we will, but we really got to attack this week. Thank you all.
That for me would be something that stands out, and hopefully they can continue to trend that way to finish the season. Before the game, we talked about progress and how do you weigh this season for the young quarterback. We all know it's a growth season. You know, he's going to have his adversity moments. He's going to, have to maintain his confidence. But I think if he can, make the right decisions throughout the rest of the year to finish this season, keep those turnover numbers low, then you're making some strides no matter how you look at things.
Curious what you think about the play of Walker Little, if you're able to focus on that at all in the second half, because there were a couple of occasions where the receiver's lack of separation really came to the fore, because Trevor Lawrence on a couple of times, Fred, just had all day back in the pocket, and just nobody broke open to the point where you get that secondary rush, and eventually he has to scramble out and throw it out of bounds. Avoid the sack, that's fine, but nobody breaking open. But it seemed like the protection was fairly solid.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Mike. The protection was pretty good. But, in the scouting report, each and every week they're going to have the opposing player's name and their whether they're fast or slow, basically. If they're fast or slow, their 40-yard times or whatever. Then, according to their numbers, the defensive coordinator say, we're going to play soft, we're going to respect this guy, we're not going to respect this guy. And I think other teams come in here with the mindset that we can play these guys however we choose to play them. They don't have any guys that are deep threats, that are going to run away from us. The same thing in the run game. You just don't have that explosion. And with that, teams can press you, they can play soft, they can pretty much do whatever they want. And until they get someone in here that can threaten the secondary and blow the roof off the top, you're going to continue to struggle in a deep pass game as well as the underneath pass game.
Plenty ahead on Jaguars postgame. We'll return with the highlights from today. Texans 30, Jaguars 16. Jaguars postgame is presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
This season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for football watching. Just look for 20-ounce Pepsi products in the cooler door at your local Gate convenience store and see how you could win an exclusive VIP experience at the Jacksonville Zoo and an opportunity to eat lunch with a Jaguars player. Eat with a big cat. Courtesy of Pepsi and Gate. No purchase necessary. Visit jaguars.com/zoo for official rules and details. Ends 12/31/21.
Veterans, you may have earned a variety of VA benefits.
Did you know VA can help you further your education and pursue professional training? The Home Loan Guarantee Program can help you buy, repair, or adapt a home. VA provides housing support if you find yourself homeless or at risk of homelessness. And don't forget world-class health care. Learn more about these and other VA benefits. Visit choose.va.gov.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Brooks Rehabilitation is looking for exceptional nurses who want to work where miracles happen. They're hiring.
How you doing?
Hey Tyson, how's it going?
Good.
Just talk about your second career interception. How did it feel, and sort of what was going through your mind when you got it?
When I got it, I was trying to score, but the tight end tripped me up, and but yeah, I was just blessed and grateful for it, and but I really wanted to get in the end zone on that one.
How much has that sort of helped your confidence throughout the season? I mean, obviously it started out a little bit rougher and the injuries, and now a couple interceptions over the past few weeks. How has that helped your confidence?
It definitely helps it. Just believing in myself, trusting in God, and just trying to get better each and every week, find something to get better at.
How's it sort of been different over the past couple of days, just with Darrell Bevell now in charge, Urban Meyer out?
I think it's still like the energy, like we're still close. We're getting closer than ever before. We know, we gotta, try to finish this thing out strong, and that's what, and we're gonna need all of us to accomplish that. So that's what we've been trying to do.
Tyson, how hard is it for you guys and the defense as a whole when you get right back on the bench? You barely have time to take a sip of Gatorade, and you're right back on the field. I watched you guys, and it was like getting your helmet right away. How hard is that to keep that energy up throughout the whole game?
It's tough, but we're a team, and we know the team is counting on us to get the ball back and put them in good field position. So we just take it upon ourselves and take that pride as a defense to go out and prevent the opponent from scoring or get our offense the ball back. So it's tough, but we made for it.
Over here, Tyson. When you got the interception, at the moment it was supposed to be a pretty big momentum shifter. The game was still close at the time. To see that after the interception, them settle for only 3 points must have been super frustrating.
I mean, that's the game. It's really it could be one drive, one play, like define the moment in the game. So it was unfortunate, but I feel like we had other opportunities to also get back in the game as well. So it happens.
Tyson, over here. It sure seemed like it wasn't like they lit you guys up for like multiple 30-plus yard plays.
Right.
So what's the conversation in the secondary? Because it's got to be frustrating where I think Davis Mills threw for 189 yards or something like that, and there was only 75 yards on the ground. What are you guys talking about on the sideline as this game is just unfolding the way it did?
The main thing we try to focus on is just having good eyes. I think that's one of the most important tools you need as a DB to have good eyes, make sure your eyes on the receiver, just in case he does a double move or act like he's blocking and take off. So that's the main thing we preached was having good eyes and don't let the ball get over our head. So.
And I don't think you were on Brandon Cooks most of the game, but I mean that guy seems, for whatever the reason, every time he plays the Jags, he seems to go off. What was it about him that allows him to do it again today?
He's a vet. He's been doing this for a while now. So he's one of those guys that has always been a playmaker in the league, and that he's one of the guys we looked at in the game plan that in order for us to win this game, we're going to have to stop him. So he's a good player.
Hey, Tyson, can you sort of talk about the aura surrounding the team in the locker room at that first practice in this first game following the firing of Urban and with bringing in Darrell?
Yeah, like I said before, it was positive. I think it's just bringing us closer to that, get together as a team, and yeah, I think we're just more tight knit. We got a goal in mind, and that's to finish the season strong, and that's what we keep planning on doing. Try to get us a W. So, no problem. Thank you.
How you doing?
Hey, Malcolm, right here. You kind of cleared the way for that James Robinson touchdown. Do you enjoy getting in there on offense at fullback and getting a chance to block?
Yeah, man, I can bring a little energy, and anything it takes to get a score. You know what I mean? So if I'm out there, I can help. You know what I mean? Whatever the team needs.
Have you started telling Coach Bev that he needs to give you a handoff yet?
I don't tell them nothing. They call the plays, I just run it. You know what I mean? So, like I said, if they want to throw it to me, just be reliable when it happens.
Hey, how do you feel about this game you had? Very first drive, you had a pass blocked, and then you got a nice sack, and then again with the block for James Robinson to go in there. How do you feel like today's game was for you on a personal, individual level?
It was good. I mean, we didn't get the win, so that kind of clouds everything at the end of the day. I mean, no matter the performance or anything, it's a team game, so my individual accomplishments don't matter. So the team lost, so I'm feeling that right now. We'll get back in here and watch the film, assess it, and try to get better at something, you know what I mean?
Malcolm, obviously you guys are a long way from where you want to be as a team. I guess the mindset going forward last 3 games, where are you at?
Man, just get a dub, stay together. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff going on around the building, around the league, whatever. So with COVID and everything, so just to stay focused, get wins, come in, just stay together, like I said. And really the main goal is just get wins.
Malcolm, a lot's been made about the offensive guys for everything that's happened, knowing that Bev was elevated to interim head coach. What has it been like for you defensive guys this last 5-6 days?
Work. I mean, we just come in and do the same thing. We've been very fortunate there ain't much going on the defense side of the ball, so we come in and kind of continue what we're doing. I mean, I know it's a team thing that's going on, but we can also, once that, 8 o'clock hit, every time we start in the day, we go into our meeting groups. Everything's kind of honed in on football. We all get in on football. So as far as distractions, I mean, we just defensive-wise, we just continue to come in and do the same thing, try to get better every week.
What was it like having Bev in his first game serving as head coach?
It was good. I mean,
I don't know if he gave like a big pregame speech or like is he like that kind of hoorah guy or what was it like for you guys?
Brought some energy. Guys are happy, you know what I mean? Like I said, the result at the end of the day is still not what we want. So it clouds everything at the end of the day. So he came in a lot of energy, gave some good speeches, we're all feeling it, you know what I mean? So like I said, we got to just get back in, watch the film, you know what I mean, assess the mistakes and everything and, get back to work at it.
Malcolm, how hard is it for yourself and the defense as a whole when you're off the field, you take a sip of Gatorade, but then you have to go right back out there? How hard is that? How hard is it to keep the motivation up with all of that?
It's not hard. For me, a guy like me, and I'll continue to tell the defense that every time we get a chance to touch on the field, it's a chance to make some plays. It's an opportunity to go stop their offense. So no matter what happens on offense, we come out there with the same energy as, this is our stuff. We're going to stop y'all, whatever it is. So we don't let the game persuade us much. Whatever happens on special team offense, we want it to be complimentary. But if there's anything that goes wrong, we don't let it affect us on defense. If there's something good, yeah, we're there for the offense. But as far as something bad happening, we kind of just roll with the punches. Go out and try to keep the game right.
Now that you've had, I guess, a couple of days and then you get a game under your belt after the coaching change and everything, what do you expect next week to be like as a normal week? Would it be nice to have a normal week? Do you miss having a normal week? You know what I mean? Just uneventful?
I ain't even thought about it in that sense. I thought about thinking about tomorrow. I'm the kind of person, I look today. I might peek at tomorrow a little bit, but as far as like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I can't tell you much. We still got to go tomorrow, watch this film, get better at it. Shit, there's a lot of stuff we got to analyze, and Tuesday brings another day of whatever, redo, get the body back right. So I can't, it's a week, so I don't know what that looks like right now. I still got to let my body react from the game. I mean, the adrenaline and stuff falling off. So, I mean, there's a little fall-off time after the game, then we'll pick it back up. Like I said, I can't as for your question, though, I can't speak too much far ahead because I really don't know what that looks like.
Aren't pretty, but he converted a couple of key third and shorts, 16 for 41, 2.6 yards a pop. David Johnson only carried it 6 times, but he had 4 yards a carry, good for 24 yards. The guy who killed the Jags was the guy we said in the pregame. The one guy you couldn't let kill him, that was Brandon Cooks, caught 7 for 102 and 2 touchdowns, including that back-breaking 43-yarder when it was still a 7-point game there in the fourth quarter. James O'Shaughnessy led the way with 60 yards on 4 receptions for the Jaguars. Laquan Treadwell caught 6 for 57. Of course, no touchdowns there. Andrew Wingard started off really hot, maybe cooled off a little bit, but still posted 9 total tackles, including 5 solos on the day. And Malcolm Brown, his first sack as a Jacksonville Jaguar, the only one that they tallied against Houston today.
How about Brandon Cooks, by the way, in his previous 4 games against the Jaguars before today in his career? He had 1 with New Orleans back in 2015, 2 with Houston last year, 1 with Houston this year. 21 catches, 499 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 100-yard games. Make it a 4th today now in 5 games against the Jaguars.
And 2 more TDs.
Right.
Yeah.
So just keeps adding to the total, and he's the one weapon Houston has right now, Fred.
Yeah, he's that's been a good transition for the Texans. You know, it just goes that way, man. When you have a team that, you know, you have a lot of success against, you look forward to those opportunities. Much like myself when we played Cincinnati and the Browns back in the day.
You love the state of Ohio for some reason.
Absolutely. Much like Meyer. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
I know, I'm sorry.
That's where Canton is as well. Maybe you'll be there one day too, Fred.
Appreciate
right?
you getting on the plane to come home, though.
Like that. So the Jaguars fall today, 30-16. With that, that's our TIAA Bank stats check. TIAA Bank turned potential into progress. The Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game voting when we return. 30-16. Texans over the Jaguars. It's Jaguars postgame on Jaguars Radio.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars at Houston, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and Los Angeles. Taunt the other teams in Nashville, New York, and Boston. When you fly nonstop from Duval, on-airport parking will punt the stress from your travel itinerary. Garage facilities offer defensive coverage from the weather and are a 50-yard dash from the terminal. And economy lots are now open at just $6 a day. To learn more about nonstop flights and on-airport parking, visit flyjax.com.
How far should we go? When it comes to the health of children, we will stop at nothing, focusing on prevention as much as cures. Working with community leaders, educators, policymakers to make every child's world a place for them to thrive. Going to the nth degree and beyond. Nemours Children's Health, well beyond medicine. Join the journey at nemours.org/beyond.
Hey Jaguars fans, tired of being late to the game because you're still stuck in traffic or circling the block looking for a place to park? Next time, join thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smart way to get to the stadium is on the JTA Game Day Express. Express shuttles run from 5 convenient locations, including the newest location at FSCJ downtown. Tickets start at just $8 and are available exclusively on the MyJTA mobile app. The JTA Game Day Express. It's like winning before the game even starts.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor, Final score, Texans 30, Jaguars 16. And let's get to the Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game voting. I get a vote, Mike gets a vote, Fred gets a vote and a half. And I'll go with James Robinson today. 18 carries, 75 yards, a touchdown. In the receiving game, 6 targets, 3 catches, 13 yards, a key drop there. It could have turned up and gone for a pretty nice gain. But, hey, they said he's the starting running back. He will be played as such. He was played as such today. That's my vote, Mike.
I don't want to take it out of the hands of Pride of the Jaguars, Fred Taylor, but apparently I'm going to take it out of the hands of Fred Taylor because unless you want to give him 2.5 votes, JP, which I'm fine with. James Robinson, look, this is a team that's struggling to score. He's a guy who's getting the ball in the end zone here, and, he averaged over 4 yards a carry. It wasn't a spectacular day in that fashion, but he carried this offense for the most part today, I felt, and, had the 6 targets to go with the 18 carries, so 24 potential touches. It was a bad drop, but, if you eliminated guys who had a bad drop, we may never have another player on offense win player of the game. They've had a lot of those. So, Fred, I go with James Robinson as well. You going to make it a clean sweep, or you got somebody else?
No, I'm not going to make it a clean sweep, Mike. I'm going to acknowledge Tyson Campbell. He got the sole turnover right there, 2-pass defense. He set the offense up, gave him opportunity to go there and put a touchdown up, but they went backwards, had to settle for a field goal. But he's playing hard. I think he's getting better week in, week out. We know Cooks had a monster day, that 43-yard help, but a lot of those weren't man coverages. I thought Tyson had a decent day. So Tyson gets my acknowledgement.
You can feel and see the confidence growing in him, just the way he plays.
Right, I think being a big corner like that, I think his awareness is going to come. He has the natural physical attributes and abilities to get things done. Hopefully someday he'll be a shutdown. But I think what he needs to improve on is locating the ball, his ball tracking awareness when it's in the air, and he'll have the total package once that comes.
Could have easily had that pick in the end zone, right? It almost like the ball hit him in the hands, says he didn't even realize it was going to be there, just to get his head around a little quicker.
Right.
He probably does have that pick.
Right, and that's the awareness I was turning about. Quick turn right there. He definitely could have took advantage of that one.
So the Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game is James Robinson, Jaguars running back, 18 carries, 75 yards, a touchdown, 3 catches on the day for 13 yards. Jags fall, though, by a final score of 30-16. If you're looking for the MVP of the truck game, then look no further than Ford F-150. Loaded with impressive capability and designed to dominate, work, play, and everything in between, this truck makes tough look easy. No wonder it's the official truck of the NFL and proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars. The Baptist Health Injury Report when we return. It's Jaguars Postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Scoring a touchdown on your own? Nearly impossible. But with the power of human connections, the world might as well be your end zone. At Ring Central, our winning lineup is simple: message, video, and phone, all together on a platform built to run and grow your business. Because when everyone can communicate and collaborate, it's not just magic, it's a winning strategy. Discover what we could do for your team. Visit ringcentral.com and say hello to possibilities. Ring Central, message, video, phone, together.
Headquartered right here in Jacksonville, CSI Companies is one of the fastest growing workforce solutions companies in the nation. As a proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars, CSI has the resources necessary to scale with any enterprise, yet they are small enough to maintain the agility, personal service, and remarkable experience they've become known for over the past 3 decades. This is your workforce and your business reimagined. Visit CSICompanies.com to learn more. As J-Tech continues to train tomorrow's technicians right here in Jacksonville and supply them throughout the Southeast, they wanted everyone to know that they are the biggest Jaguars fans around. J-Tech is super excited about this season. They are equally excited about the $6.8 million improvement of their facility, and the program growth in auto, diesel, HVAC, marine, and RV programs. Come check them out on the south side of Jacksonville or visit online at jtech.org.
It's been around longer than your quarterback. When you put it on, everyone knows it's game time. So legendary, it deserves its own Hall of Fame. Members-only jackets. Undeniable quality and style for over 45 years. Scratch and claw your way over to membersonly.com. Get ready for football season with a jacket that can only be summed up in one word: iconic. Use discount code Jaguars at checkout for 35% off on all iconic racer jackets. Members only. When you put it on, something happens.
That sound is every driver's worst fear. How much will the repairs cost? Is it your engine, your transmission, or worse? A car breakdown could cost you thousands to repair, but not if you have CarShield. CarShield administrators pay your claims directly to the mechanic or dealer of your choice, saving you time and money. Call CarShield today before your next breakdown. Call 800-471-1223, 800-471-1223.
Jaguars postgame continues. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Jaguars radio network. Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor. Final score in Week 15, Texans 30, Jaguars 16. Let's get the Baptist Health injury report. Baptist Health changing healthcare for good, and some names on the list from today's game, guys. Rayshawn Jenkins, of course, carted off the field during the kick return touchdown with a right leg injury. The team called it an ankle issue. Air cast, carted off. That one looked pretty bad, obviously. James Robinson, late in the second quarter, was flexing that right knee off to the side, of course, finished the game, came back in. Cam Robinson with a neck issue. A lot of the second half was not out there, and Walker Little got time at left tackle today. We'll have to watch that moving ahead. But the Rayshawn Jenkins, a free agent guy, came in here, obviously, Fred, and was starting safety for this team. Just an unfortunate situation on that kickoff return.
It's very unfortunate. Anytime you have a veteran guy goes down, he's a leader in that secondary. When you look at all the guys that are back there, obviously the better player in terms of veteran. But injuries, that's a part of the game. It's a part of the game. You got to plug and play. Give the young guy Cisco. I think we mentioned that offline. Being that they're not going to the playoffs, here they're trending for the number one spot. I think you treat these last couple games, as a preseason for a lot of these players who haven't been out there. A lot of the younger guys. Put them in pressure situations so you can get a clean feel for how they're going to respond. Now you know which direction you could at least go in here in this in the offseason when it's time to draft and look at free agents.
I think ideally Cisco becomes a full-time player over these final 3 weeks. He split time with Daniel Thomas today, and I'd like to see him make it pretty clear that Daniel Thomas can't overtake him in terms of earning playing time here. I mean, this guy was considered maybe a fringe first-round player if he had not torn his ACL. So, first pick of round 3, they need to get something out of him down the stretch here.
That is the Baptist Health injury report. Baptist Health changing healthcare for good. And Jaguars Game Day radio broadcast is presented by ViStar Credit Union. We'll return one final segment, Kingfish Pest Control defensive play of the game, and a preview of next week. It's Jaguars postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
It's a force that can't be contained. Propelled by purpose, pride, and the power to protect. When winning isn't just the mission, it's your passion. You pursue it. You make power plays. You pick your team. At Farrah & Farrah, we deliver game day energy 24/7. Jacksonville.
Shopping Publix with delivery and curbside pickup powered by Instacart makes getting your groceries more convenient than ever. It's basically the best thing since sliced bread. which you can order from the Publix bakery. You can also get fresh meats and cheeses from the deli, delicious produce, and Publix premium ice cream, all without having to leave your couch or car. Orders are available in as little as 2 hours. Prices vary from in-store. Fees, tips, and taxes may apply. Subject to terms and availability. Visit Publix.com/shop. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Great teams leave it all on the field. But with the powerful towing and payload that Ford F-150 delivers, you can take it all with you, too. No wonder Ford F-Series is America's best-selling truck 44 years straight. The 2021 Ford F-150, built for greatness. Visit your local Ford dealer or buyfordnow.com. Based on 1977 to 2020 calendar year total sales.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor. Final score, Texans 30, Jaguars 16. This week's defensive play of the game is presented by Kingfish Pest Control, and it's a pretty easy one today. Tyson Campbell with his second interception in his rookie season. Nice play on the football, part of a good day at the office for Tyson Campbell individually today on defense. And the Kingfish Pest Control is a proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Let the pros tackle the pests in your home by going to kingfishpest.com. That's kingfishpest.com. Next week, quarterback battle in New York. Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence. That'll be the talk of the week. These two teams don't have great records. Obviously, the Jaguars are now in line for the number one overall pick. This is a game you got to go up and compete and try to get a W in next week against Zach Wilson and former assistant coach Robert Saleh's the head coach in New York. All that coming up here, Fred, Mike.
Yeah. When you look at the Jets, they're dead last in total yardage, 30th against the run. So if I'm the coaches here, I'm saying, all right, here's an opportunity to showcase James Robinson, take a little bit of load off the quarterback, and just try and find a way to have a balanced offense. And then they don't run the ball well either. So I think from a defensive standpoint, put those guys in the box, make them force the issue, and just play sound defense on the back end. Try and come back to Jacksonville with a win.
It's going to be interesting to see what the intensity is like for the Jags next week, because Robert Saleh is going to be intense. They're going to tell Zach Wilson all week long, this guy, he's better than you, right? The guy who's thrown one touchdown in 2 months, he's better than you, right? I mean, they're going to be in his year all week. They're going to be so fired up, I believe, from the Jets side of things to win this football game that you better match that and find a way. Like you said, Fred, they have been terrible against the run. So that may be the formula to get the ball moving, but this team's got to find a way to score touchdowns, and they're just simply not getting enough of them right now.
Well, based on, when you put both sides of the ball out there, I think our defense versus Zach Wilson, I got to trend towards our defense. And hopefully our running game, these guys can look at the stat sheets and say, look, we got to be able to run the ball on the Jets defense. So that offensive line, they just got to lick their chops all week, say we can do this, and then go into Christmas break, feeling good about each other. That's how my guys always were. So hopefully that's the case.
So the day after Christmas, it's the Jaguars and the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium. A 1 o'clock kickoff time, December 26th in week number 16. Fred, great to see you. Let's get a W next week.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
I wish I was out there. I mean, we'll get a W.
You wish you were out there still.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 10 years removed. I can do. All these guys are boxing late, and I can still run the ball. 12 carries, or maybe 8.
Would you ever consider boxing?
No,
Who would
but
you
I
wanna,
will
who
come
would you
back.
want to fight, though? if you did consider it? Like, who would you like to get a piece of in the ring?
Probably Pete Prisco.
That is great. That is perfect.
I tell Pete all the time he started the Fragile Fred thing, but he says he didn't. But Peter's my guy. You know, we've developed a friendship. But I like to put him in there with no headgear or nothing. Let me just bang him up.
Sure.
You'd have the height and reach advantage, that's for sure.
Oh, for sure. I just hit him like King Cooper on Mike Tyson Punch-Out, just belly shots all day.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. That's a way to wrap it up. We'll talk to you this week, Fred.
Looking forward to it.
Plenty ahead on our flagship station, 1010XL in Jacksonville. The Scoreboard Show coming up next. We'll hear from NFL Network analyst Bucky Brooks and your phone calls for the next hour or so. Senior VP is Chad Johnson, VP of Production Patrick Cavanaugh, Executive Producer Dave DeCandis, Manager of Radio is Joe Fortunato, Tony Smith and Linda Fortunato are our producers, Brent Reber, Trent Padilla, and Gabby Dalton produce the video for Jaguars.com. For Fred Taylor, Mike Dempsey, and our entire crew, this is JP Shadrick saying good night. Final score, the Texans 30 and the Jaguars 16 on the Jaguars Radio Network.
It's time for the Jaguars Scoreboard Show. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and NFL Network analyst and former Jaguar Bucky Brooks are ready for you to sound off about today's game. The Jaguars Scoreboard Show is brought to you by Baptist Health, Farah and Farah, and by TIAA Bank. The Jaguars Scoreboard Show starts right now.
Welcome into the Scoreboard Show, 355-NFL-1, the number, 355-6351. The phone lines are open after a Jaguars loss to the Houston Texans, 30-16. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and NFL Network analyst Bucky Brooks joining us from Los Angeles after another Jags loss. Bucky, good afternoon to you. What's up?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Been better. I mean, it's another loss. 2-12 now for the Jags. They were kind of hanging around in this game. The offense couldn't get anything going consistently. And my gosh, the special teams issues today, Bucky, really were a killer.
Yeah, it really was a killer. I mean, you have a field goal, then you kick it off, and they take it back 98 for a touchdown. A game that goes from 7-3 to 14-3. Just makes it hard to sustain, like, the level of confidence and the energy the guys kind of talked about. So it's just another disappointing effort. You see flashes of good things, but like I just sat and heard you guys talk about it with Fred T. Man, the drop passes, the penalties, the little things. I mean, just on and on and on. Until you can figure out how to eliminate the things that lead to losses, you can never win. And right now, the Jaguars have had just a tough time eliminating those things.
And Bucky really started after the first 3-and-out, which should have been a 3-and-out. You get hands to the face on the punt, and then they go on a 15-play drive. So, you sap all the enthusiasm and any momentum you might have had. You figured, we talked about it in the pregame, they might be a little bit more jacked up because of the circumstances today. You get that quick 3-and-out, let the offense get on the field, get the defense get a little bit of rest, and instead, immediately they got to turn right back around, run out there, and 15 plays later, Houston is in the end zone, and they never trail from that point.
Yeah, I mean, like, too often the Jaguars have been playing from behind the 8 ball, just always chasing points, never having the game under control. It's just hard to win games like that. And so, it's disappointing. I do believe that, there were some good things to come out of it, like seeing Tyson Campbell get his first interception was big. Seeing James Robinson take on a bigger role and kind of reemerge as the bell cow of the offense, like, that was solid. But you're just not getting enough of it from everybody at the same time. And until you do that, you're not going to consistently have a chance to win games.
All right, plenty ahead on the Scoreboard Show. We are here until 6 o'clock with your phone calls. 355-NFL-1, the number, 355-6351, recapping a 30-16 loss to the Houston Texans in Week 15. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Are your heating and cooling costs extremely high? Do you want to extend the lifespan of your heating and cooling system investment? If so, Florida Home Air Conditioning is ready to help you save some money. Schedule your annual AC or heating system tune-up today with Florida Home Air Conditioning for only $59. Florida Home Air Conditioning, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 855-FLA-HOME.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
Shopping Publix with delivery and curbside pickup powered by Instacart makes getting your groceries more convenient than ever. It's basically the best thing since sliced bread, which you can order from the Publix bakery. You can also get fresh meats and cheeses from the deli, delicious produce, and Publix premium ice cream, all without having to leave your couch or car. Orders are available in as little as 2 hours. Prices vary from in-store. Fees, tips, and taxes may apply. Subject to terms and availability. Visit Publix.com/shop. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
This season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for football watching. Just look for 20-ounce Pepsi products in the cooler door at your local Gate convenience store and see how you could win an exclusive VIP experience at the Jacksonville Zoo and an opportunity to eat lunch with a Jaguars player. Eat with a big cat. Courtesy of Pepsi and Gate. No purchase necessary. Visit jaguars.com/zoo for official rules and details. Ends 12/31/21.
Don't miss your chance, Jags fans. Our final home game of the regular season will be a fiery divisional matchup with the Indianapolis Colts. You won't want to miss a second of the action, so join the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field on January 9th for game day on the gridiron. To defend Duval and secure your seats today, visit us online at jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We can't wait to see you there.
At VyStar Credit Union, you inspire us to deliver on our promise, to do good for our members and our communities. That's why we offer more banking options, like better rates and no hidden fees. We also give back, donating several $1 million to hundreds of nonprofits each year. Better financial lives, stronger communities. VyStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better. Visit vystarcu.org/join. Insured by NCUA.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks, the Scoreboard Show. 355-NFL-1, the number 355-6351. We are here until 6 o'clock with your phone calls, reacting to a 30-16 Jaguars loss to the Houston Texans. This Texans team swept the Jaguars this year.
Yeah, team that everybody felt. I mean, literally people were writing articles about how the Texans are in full tank mode down the stretch because they opted to play what many felt wasn't their best quarterback in terms of winning games right now, and that's Davis Mills over Tyrod Taylor. And they had 6 guys on COVID this week. 11 players, 6 starters, on COVID.
Linebackers.
They cut Zach Cunningham. They moved on from Mark Ingram and Phillip Lindsay along the way this year. I mean, Rex Burkhead looks like me running the ball out there, nothing more. I mean, seriously, but it's like nothing explosive whatsoever. But, they had Brandon Cooks, and that was enough offensively to doom the Jags today. So 355-NFL-1, if you'd like to weigh in on the present state of circumstances. We'll start with John in Callahan to lead things off here on the Scoreboard Show. Hello, John.
Well, gentlemen, first of all, I'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas. Second of all, thank you, Darrell Bevell, for confirming my suspicions that it was not all the head coach's decisions to run, and not be able to pass. Because that's what we did all day. We ran 3 yards, and then get stuffed on the second run, and then we'd pass, and then our receivers would drop the pass. That's been the thing all year long. And I think Shad Khan needs to go in and talk to Santa Claus or something. Get us somebody in here who has a little bit of imagination. And that's what I got to say, gentlemen. And have a wonderful year.
All right, Merry Christmas.
Santa
John.
Claus is coming to town, Bucky.
Santa Claus could be coming on draft day if the Jaguars stick with the number 1 pick again.
Might get cold switches at this rate. Cold switches.
I mean, you might get a chance to get another blue chip player to add to the arsenal. Look, the guy made some great points about what's going on with the team, the offense. The offense it's been a season-long problem in terms of the offense being unable to move the ball, whether it's the personnel up front, whether it's the playmakers on the perimeter, the inconsistencies and the lack of execution. The offense has just really struggled this year. And so without a competent offense, it's just hard to play complementary football because as well as the defense plays at times, the 3-and-outs over and over and over again from the offense just makes it hard for them to continue to have life and hope and optimism. And so it's something that has to be fixed. It has to be addressed. You can't address it till next season. But the offensive performance and then the special teams woes that continue to pop up. That's 2 out of 3 phases. And if you have 2 out of 3 phases that are struggling, you're not going to win many games.
Well, I agree the offense is struggling, but I don't agree with the premise that all year long it's been run, pass. What are you talking about? It's been pass, run. Okay, it's been like 5-1. Today they dropped back by my count to throw it 46 times, and they ran it 20 times with their running backs. So the run, pass does not add up. The math does not add up on that. And James Robinson was clearly the best offensive player on the field for the Jaguars today, despite the big drop that he had. And I don't know. It's frustrating that the offense can't score more, but I do not believe that we've been complaining about their running the ball too much this year. What team are we watching?
What are we doing?
Come on. All right.
Well, that's the last 2 weeks. Come
come
that's
on,
the whole
right?
thing.
You
read the reports last Saturday?
They threw it 50 times the first time they played the Texans. All right, so let's go to Sakib up next here on the Scoreboard Show with Bucky Brooks. Hi, Sakib.
What's up, boys?
Hey, man.
I left early, obviously, because the rain was just crazy today. And, we have a number 1 overall pick, if I'm not mistaken, because Detroit, I don't know, seems to be doing a good job against one of the best teams in NFL in Arizona. How they beat Arizona, I have no clue. I thought they had a bad quarterback, but I guess they didn't because they won. We have a number 1 overall pick again. It just, I want a clean house. I want every single person fired, and I want a new clean set. I want new coaching staff. Every guy needs to be fired, and I want everybody brand new next year. That's all I want for Christmas. Is that too much to ask for, guys?
Make it your wish.
Everybody, huh?
Everybody. That's not very holiday spirit right there. Like wanting everybody to be fired.
But shouldn't the new incoming guy decide if he wants to keep anybody or not? Like, it's not like we're gonna sit here and impose that. Like, if you want this job, you have to keep coaches X, Y, and Z.
No, new coach come in and bring about his own coaches for the most part. Guys that he's either familiar with, guys that he likes their scheme and systems, guys that he felt like would be great fits for the personnel that's already there. So maybe there is a holdover or two, but it'll be at that coach's discretion. That's why it's such a big decision when you do decide to let go of a head coach, because it's not just a head coach that you're getting rid of. You're potentially getting rid of everybody else and all the monies that's owed to those guys. So we'll see what it looks like, but we can't really speculate or make, any decisions or assessments on what they could do until they start that process. And I think in another week, they can kind of start the process of interviewing guys via Zoom that may be with teams and that stuff. That'll kind of kick it off, and we'll be able to kind of have a feel for who might be the next coach at Jacksonville.
All right. Thank you, Sakib. You want to get one more?
Let's get one more. Why not? Go for it.
All right. Tony says break, I think. No?
Oh, okay. Let's time. You know what? Hey, yeah. Everybody remain calm. We're going to take a timeout.
My producer.
We're gonna take a timeout here. We've got plenty of time to get in until the top of the hour. We're here until 6 o'clock. Final score 30-16. The Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Hey Jags fans, this is Chris Manhurst of the Jacksonville Jaguars with a reminder that everyone has a right to arrive at their destination safely. In Florida, bicyclists have the same rights and the same responsibilities as drivers. When cycling, always wear a properly secured helmet, ride in the direction of traffic, and obey all traffic laws. When driving, get rid of distractions and focus on the road. Always watch for pedestrians and bicyclists, especially at night, because safety doesn't happen by accident. Visit alerttodayflorida.com for more safety tips.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
Are you tired of not seeing clearly? As the official eye care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Florida Eye Specialists offers the safest, most effective technology to regain control of your sight. With 9 locations across Northeast Florida, our dedicated doctors have provided premier eye care to the community for more than 20 years. Call 904-564-2020 or visit FloridaEyeSpecialists.com to book an appointment with Jacksonville's most trusted eye care providers today.
Great teams leave it all on the field. But with the powerful towing and payload that Ford F-150 delivers, you can take it all with you, too. No wonder Ford F-Series is America's best-selling truck 44 years straight. The 2021 Ford F-150, built for greatness. Visit your local Ford dealer or buyfordnow.com. Based on 1977 to 2020 calendar year total sales.
At VyStar Credit Union, you inspire us to deliver on our promise, to do good for our members and our communities. That's why we offer more banking options, like better rates and no hidden fees. We also give back, donating several $1 million to hundreds of nonprofits each year. Better financial lives, stronger communities. VyStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better. Visit VyStarCU.org/join. Insured by NCUA.
Roof Claim is a proud supporter of professional football and the Jacksonville Jaguars. They built their company on an idea that homeowners deserve to be winners. When a home is damaged by severe weather, Roof Claim can identify the damage, work with your insurance company, and help you professionally replace your roof. At Roof Claim, they make protection simple. Visit their website at roofclaim.com to schedule your free drone or in-person inspection.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back to Scoreboard Show, 355 NFL1, the number 355-6351. We are here until 6 o'clock. Recapping this one.
We are, and the phone lines are loaded.
Loaded up. Let's
they
get
are
to it.
absolutely loaded, so let's head out to them. If you want to talk to Bucky Brooks, 355-NFL1. Kyrie in Norfolk, Virginia. Next up, hello, Kyrie.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Good. What's up?
Hey,
good. It's so funny. I was sitting with my wife, and I was watching that last touchdown, and I literally called it. I said, Dave, look. She's like, it's 3rd and 8. I said, watch, Dave. They're probably going to get I told her, I said, it's going to be a first down. It's going to be easy. They even topped that. They just gave up right up a 50-yard touchdown. Another disappointing day. It makes it even more disappointing when these guys say that this was the best practice they had in week Friday or whatever. Trevor, I was never concerned into this game. I understand, but you can't just have the it factor in the interviews. You got to show it on the field too. And I understand guys were dropping passes, but when people got that interception and you guys were at the 30 and you went 3 and out, that summed it up all for me. That was that cost us the game right there. That cost us the momentum. And I'm just very disappointed. These guys got to step up, and they got to play better. You gave up 30 points to a team that allowed 11 points a game for the last however many weeks. Let that sink in. And I'll take you guys' comments off the air.
Bucky, anything to add to that?
Here's what I'll say about Trevor without beating up the current coaches. Jerry Goff looked one way under Jeff Fisher and looked another way when Sean McVay came. Coaching matters, schematics matter, who you have around you matters at the quarterback position more than any other position. And so it's really unfair to make an assessment on who he is and what he can be based on the soap opera that he's been surrounded by for the majority of the season. And so I think we all have to just kind of be patient and kind of see what it looks like. Obviously, he doesn't want to go 2 months without throwing a touchdown, but that's what it is. And I think when we look at the personnel that he's playing with, I don't know if there is a player on the Jaguars right now that would be within the rotation of one of the top teams in the league in terms of the top 3. Maybe Marvin Jones, but that's about it. And so when you have that around you, the quarterback is not going to look good, and he's too young to be able to elevate the play of those around him.
All right, Kyrie, we appreciate the call as always. Let's head out to the west side. Butch is up next here on the Scoreboard Show. Hi, Butch.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I just want to say that basically football is basically 2 things. It's blocking and tackling, and it seems like the Jaguars don't have either one of them.
Appreciate the call. There are situations where they don't. You're right.
They certainly got blocked up. I mean, if you go back and watch that 43-yard touchdown to Brandon Cooks on the 3rd down and 8, they got blocked up beautifully. And the thing is, the Jags have tried similar plays like that with Laviska Shenault, Bucky, but they don't have – even if they block up a play like that, the Jags don't have a guy that can take it 43 yards, I don't think, right now.
No, 40 yards, no.
Well, I mean speed-wise, right? They don't have that kind
20.
of juice.
I mean,
yeah.
It's hard, man. It's hard when you don't have explosive players and you can't create big plays. The odds are just tilted in the other direction when you don't have someone who can make a big play, whether as a runner, as a receiver. And ideally, you like to have multiple people who can be able to make those things happen. And right now, Jacksonville, they're playing with receivers that would normally be 3, 4, 5, and 6 at other spots. And it's just hard for a young quarterback to win like that because you don't get the separation. You don't get the benefit of, okay, I do make a completion. Now they're going to run and chew up big yards. You don't get any of that. I can't throw 50-50 balls to them because they're unable to come down with them at that rate. Just hard. It's just tough sledding. And so what you want to do is treat these last 3 games like preseason games. You'd like to put in a nice game plan for Trevor each week. See what he can do and challenge him. Hey, man, toe the line a little bit. Be super aggressive, over-aggressive with your performance, and we can get it corrected in the offseason. But you need to figure out where that line is so okay, once I get to this line, I need to not cross it when it comes to the aggressiveness.
All right, Butch, we appreciate the call. Let's head out to Ponte Vedra. Rodolfo is next up on the Scoreboard Show. Hi, Rodolfo.
Hey, how you doing today?
We're okay. What's up?
So Trevor Lawrence, I got a couple of things on him. When you cook a hamburger, you cook it too much or you cook it too little, it's not that good, right? Just like Trevor Lawrence, we got to have him right in the middle, and he's not. And I think we can make him faster. I saw one of his runs today where he slid. He could be a lot faster if he cut off some of his hair.
All right, thanks, Rodolfo. Appreciate it.
It's great.
The hamburger theory, Bucky. What do you think?
Man, I can't pay this nonsense. I don't think the hair has anything to do with it.
And Rodolfo, say hello to the rest of the reindeer while you're at it. Thank you.
Just all of it. I think better players, better schemes, more development. The game is hard. The game is hard at the quarterback position. He needs time, and the only thing we can do is kind of wait for him to pop. He obviously has the goods. We've seen enough flashes to know that he has the goods, but what can we do as a team to allow him to hit those moments consistently? And so some of that is going to be play calling and design and all that other stuff. But a lot of it is just Trevor taking another natural leap in his development in year 2, because the game would be so much slower for him next year than it was this year.
Take it from somebody without hair. Do not cut the hair, Trevor.
He's not doing that.
It comes back.
It's yeah, that's for sure. Well, for some folks it does. This is the Scoreboard Show. More of your calls ahead. 355 NFL 1 355 6351. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
This season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for football watching. Just look for 20-ounce Pepsi products in the cooler door at your local Gate convenience store and see how you could win an exclusive VIP experience at the Jacksonville Zoo and an opportunity to eat lunch with a Jaguars player. Eat with a big cat. Courtesy of Pepsi and Gate. No purchase necessary. Visit jaguars.com/zoo for official rules and details. Ends 12/31/21. Dreaming of a new home? Well, this season, you could win $100,000 towards a Dreamfinder's home. It's simple, really. When the Jaguars return a punt for a touchdown, one lucky person will win $100,000 toward a new Dreamfinder's home. Visit any Dreamfinder's Homes model and register to win the Take It to the House promotion for your chance at scoring $100,000 toward your brand new Dreamfinder's home. Dreamfinder's Homes, homes built to fit your lifestyle.
Hey Jaguars fans, tired of being late to the game because you're still stuck in traffic or circling the block looking for a place to park? Next time, join thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smart way to get to the stadium is on the JTA Game Day Express. Express shuttles run from 5 convenient locations, including the newest location at FSCJ downtown. Tickets start at just $8 and are available exclusively on the MyJTA mobile app. The JTA Game Day Express. It's like winning before the game even starts.
Need pest control that's safe and actually works? Then look no further than Jaguar's proud partner, Kingfish Pest Control. Kingfish is family-owned and has thousands of 5-star customer reviews for good reason. Their high level of customer care and quality service is off the charts. They're the leaders in pest control technology, using the industry's latest and greatest pest application equipment and products. They'll even email a picture of the technician who'll be coming to your home. Let the pros tackle the pest in your home. Go to kingfishpest.com. That's kingfishpest.com.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back, Scoreboard Show. Texans over the Jaguars 30-16. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Bucky Brooks. And your calls, 355-NFL-1, 355-6351. We're here until 6 o'clock tonight.
Yes, we are. All right, let's go out to the west side, which I've been told is the best side. And let's talk to Steve on the Scoreboard Show. Hello, Steve.
I don't know if it's the best side, guys, or not. But I tell you what, Jacksonville is pissed. I tell you, it seems like no matter who's at the helm here and who's picking draft picks, whether it's coach or GM, whoever's picking them, it makes no difference. For the last 10, 12 years, same product. All early round draft picks are suspect, or they're no longer with the team. I'll be glad to ramble them off. A-Rod, Ramsey, Brian, Josh Allen is still suspect. It's somewhat, for a Jacksonville lifetime person, this is freaking embarrassing. I have people at my work that are Titans fans and even Texan fans that just rib the heck out of me day in and day out because I don't even know. I tell you, I call you guys weekly, and I start to second guess where we're headed. And I don't know I think Shad Khan is actually giving it all he's got, but should he take some advice? What the hell should he do? What the heck should he do to get the right personnel in here to make some good decisions for this franchise? I mean, I'm begging for something. Good God, I've been here since day one.
All right, Steve, we got the point. Appreciate the call.
I mean, any side of town, they're upset, by the way, not just the west side. I get that.
He knows that.
Yes.
And Bucky, this is a question that comes up. Like, who does Shad Khan rely on when it's time to make these football hires? And, does he need a football czar of sorts like he tried to go with Tom Coughlin, but maybe does he need somebody else in that kind of capacity that can at least steer him in the right direction or at least to consult with him in terms of who the GM and coaching head coach at least should be if they decide to change across the board this offseason?
Yeah, no, that's a tough one because if you bring in a new czar, like Coach Coughlin was at one point, do you discourage some viable candidates from coming in because they now know there's a layer above them that they have to deal with and contend with when it comes to job evaluation and those things. I think it is one where you have to make sure that you clean up the organization from top to bottom. You got to make sure that everyone working a role in the building is adding to the equation, not subtracting. That they're not selfishly doing things. Their motives aren't necessarily ego-driven, but it's about the team. And then when it comes to what the product looks like on the field, like that stuff is easier. But I think it really starts with the kind of people that you bring in, making sure that you understand the who's more so than the what's we can do with the squad. And then you want to make sure that you pick guys that fit the brand and whatever that cultural brand is, that everyone has that. Good people, play hard, work hard, love the game, all that other stuff. When they begin to do that, that's when the program has an opportunity to turn around and eventually have a high level of success.
All right, Steve, thank you for the call. Let's head up to the north side this time. Dominique is next on the Scoreboard Show. Hi, Dominique.
What's going on, Mike? How you doing, man?
We're okay. What's going on, man?
I'm out here trying to get home, but I had two questions, though, really, so to speak. Before I get to it, shout out, I think her name Linda. She is such a nice lady, bro. Like, I really appreciate her.
The lady on the phone is awesome.
Yes,
she is.
Linda Fortunato, yes.
Yes, bro. She is so nice, bro. All right, so my questions are, listening throughout the week, I've been hearing we need offensive coach. And in my mind, I'm looking around the league at a lot of defensive head coaches having success. Like, how they doing out there in Buffalo. Obviously, we want Trevor to be Justin Herbert, but he has a defensive head coach. Miami, Bill Belichick, all up. You get it. So in my mind, my question for Bucky is, do you feel like we might be overemphasizing the importance of an offensive coach rather than just getting a good coach, period? And then my second question was, like, would y'all at least interview Joe Cullen? You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Joe. It's like, if I hired him as my head coach, I wouldn't be mad at that. I feel like he at least earned a shot. You know what I'm saying? I'll holler at y'all later.
All right, Bucky, what do you say?
I don't mind giving Joe Cullen an interview, but I don't think he can be the coach. I think this job is too big for a newbie to take it. I think this has to be a job where you have some experience, you got some scarring, you made some missteps, but you bounce back, and you have a plan that is not only able to be implemented, but it's tried and true. In terms of like whether it's an offensive or defensive coach, I think he brought up a good point. It doesn't really matter the background. You need to make sure that you hire a head coach because the responsibilities of being a head coach are vastly different than being a coordinator. It can't be about a play call. It can't be about a guy who's bringing in his playbook and those things. He has to be a leader, a visionary. He has to be a great communicator. He has to have the right amount of like ego and humility to be able to stand in front of the room and encourage the guys, and give them confidence while not necessarily being the story. I think all of those things matter more than what his specialty comes from. That said, ideally, you would like your head coach to be able to be a problem solver, because what happens in games, in critical moments, in the middle of a 3, 4, 5 game losing streak, your players are looking at you to determine if you have an answer. Do you have an answer for how we can get out of this rut? And what is the answer? What is the plan? And so you need to have enough bandwidth when it comes to the X's and O's and just management skills to be able to do that. And if you don't do that, it falls apart quickly. And so, yeah, this is a tough one because I don't know who the Cons will lean on when it comes to getting insight and advice. But this, in my estimation, should be a lengthy process. It shouldn't be something that is quick and done in a week.
All right. Thank you, Dominique. Let's get one more on this side, and that's Tunde out in Denver, Colorado. Hello, Tunde.
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Okay.
Good. So I have a question, 2 questions really. Based on what we've seen thus far offensively, do you feel like we have seen enough to understand what we're trying to execute conceptually? Meaning when it comes to that next GM hire or whatever the case may be, personnel, do they know what type of players we need to be drafting based on what our scheme is and what we're trying to accomplish with our receivers? And then when it comes to receivers, who would you say is on your top 3 list? Is it a Calvin Austin III, somebody like that? And if that is the case, when it comes to draft politics, are you going to say it's too high at a particular pick to pick them, or do you say it doesn't matter where we pick them, let's get the best guy and make it happen?
Bucky, would you even say there's a true scheme identity on offense right now?
No, no. There's
so
no
how do you
scheme
draft
identity.
to that then? You know?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's going to
not
depend
an
on
identity.
your head
And
coach.
I think
coordinators will be.
I think what you have to do is you have to wait for the new coach. And however the dynamics plays out, whether the general manager stays, the general manager goes, the head coach and the general manager have to be in lockstep when it comes to here's what we need to get done. Here's how we're going to get it done. Set the draft board, make sure all those things line up. But here's what I would say in the team building process. When we go back and we really look at the way the Jaguars were built when they last were a contender, right? 2017 team goes. You have to have pass rushers. You have to have a premier cornerback. You need to have 2 dynamic defensive playmakers wherever they are on the second level. It can be a linebacker. It can be a safety. You got to have 6 dudes on defense that can kind of fit the bill. 2 pass rushers, 2 defensive stalwarts. You like to have a corner and a safety, somebody can get it done. On offense, you need to have bookend tackles that are great. You need to have 3 weapons on offense. They can be a combination of running back, 2 receivers, running back, wide receiver, tight end, but they need to be high-end playmakers that can get it done. And when you look at our roster, you have to now look at the roster and see, okay, where do we need to build this out? Because there's going to be a lot of conversation like, oh, we need to get wide receivers or whatever. But look at the roster and see if we have those foundational pieces in place. And if we don't, we have to start building the foundation and worry about the shiny stuff later with receivers and all that other stuff.
Yeah, and a guy like Calvin Austin, I don't know personally a lot about him, but just looking at his profile, is 5'9", 162. He's not the kind of guy that's going to top. He's like a third wide receiver, right? I mean, this is a guy you're not taking anywhere near the top of the draft, and you want an alpha that can do everything if you're going to spend a top 10 pick on a wide receiver. And I'm not opposed to trading back and accumulating picks, Bucky. I just don't know if that market is going to be there this year. Maybe for one of those pass rushers, maybe one of the quarterbacks. Somebody wants to jump up and grab.
In a normal year, right? I mean, if there are quarterbacks, that's where people move up. It's tough to get teams to move up for a pass rusher, right? Or is it?
It just kind of depends. Like this year, the draft is loaded with pass rushers, defensive playmakers, wide receivers. Quarterbacks are down the line. People are going to talk themselves into this quarterback class, but the quarterback class is not what it was in previous years. And so I don't know about like moving around the board and doing all of that, because what happens is you got, I think, 2 or 3 teams with multiple picks up high. Like the Philadelphia Eagles may have 3 picks because Carson Wentz went over the threshold. The Jets and Giants have 2 picks, maybe within the top 10. If you're the Jaguars, what you want to do is before you get anything positioned, man, you got to get the right players in the building, meaning the right stuff. Football character-wise, they love it. They're about it. Their production stands out when you look at them in college. I don't want a projection. I don't want guys like, oh, well, we think he can. Nope. I want to see it. I want it tried and true. I want to be able to buy into it. And so that's why I don't believe wherever they pick early, I don't believe it's going to be a wide receiver. I think it has to be like a pass rusher, maybe somebody on the offensive line. But I don't think it'd be a playmaker on the perimeter.
Yeah, right now the consensus top two guys are those two pass rushers, Hutchinson and Thibodeau, whatever order you like. And then the tough call is picking the right one.
Right,
If
yeah.
you're at one, you better get it right, buddy. I'll tell you that, JP.
That's for sure. Hey, let's take our final timeout. We'll come back with some final thoughts. If you didn't get in here, the fifth quarter coming up at 6 o'clock after a Jaguars loss. 30-16, the final is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Don't miss your chance, Jags fans. Our final home game of the regular season will be a fiery divisional matchup with the Indianapolis Colts. You won't want to miss a second of the action, so join the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field on January 9th for game day on the gridiron. To defend Duval and secure your seats today, visit us online at jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We can't wait to see you there.
At VyStar Credit Union, you inspire us to deliver on our promise, to do good for our members and our communities. That's why we offer more banking options, like better rates and no hidden fees. We also give back, donating several $1 million to hundreds of nonprofits each year. Better financial lives, stronger communities. VyStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better. Visit vystarcu.org/join. Insured by NCUA.
Are you tired of not seeing clearly? As the official eye care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Florida Eye Specialists offers the safest, most effective technology to regain control of your sight. With 9 locations across Northeast Florida, our dedicated doctors have provided premier eye care to the community for more than 20 years. Call 904-564-2020 or visit FloridaEyeSpecialists.com to book an appointment with Jacksonville's most trusted eye care providers today.
It's a force that can't be contained, propelled by purpose, pride, and the power to protect. When winning isn't just the mission, it's your passion. You pursue it. You make power plays. You pick your team. At Farrah & Farrah, we deliver game day energy 24/7. Jacksonville.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back. Final moments of the Scoreboard Show. Final score, 30-16. Texans sweep the season series over the Jaguars. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks. The Jags are now 2-12, and they are in line for the number 1 overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. Let's get one more call tonight, Mike.
All right, let's do it. Back out to Ponte Vedra we go. A young man named Tony on the line here. Tony, you're on the Scoreboard Show. How are you?
How's your day so far?
Not the best, but we're hanging in there. How about you?
Good. So the first thing I want to talk about Trevor Lawrence is how today he reminded me of a chicken. When he's kind of tangy, he's not a good runner, and when he's overcooked, he's not a good thrower.
All right.
Sometimes
this is going down the hamburger route, right?
Wow.
Here. I can tell this is the family affair. I believe,
Man.
at this point. They had a whole routine.
Yeah.
It sounds like. Cooked up, no pun intended.
My goodness. What is going on here, Bucky?
Yeah.
The pets' heads are falling off here today.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, that's silly. That's ridiculous. Look, man, it's a down period. A lot of losses. A lot of people frustrated at what is taking place and what's transpired over the course of the year. I heard you guys talk on the previous show about how to treat these last 3 games. And I do think having a preseason feel is important. I think it's imperative to get the young guys on the field to see. Let's see Cisco. Let's see Walker Little. Let's see some of the other guys that may be on the practice squad. Give them a chance to have a full evaluation, because what you want to do is take all the information that you get now and set the table up for how you can build a team up next year. And the only way you know about your young players is you got to play them. So I'm advocating playing them so we can see what the team looks like.
Bucky, how did you feel the protection was in the second half? I asked Fred the same thing, with Walker Little basically playing the whole 30 minutes.
Look, I thought it was solid, and I think it was solid even if there's some missteps with him in there. The only way you learn in this league is by playing, and no need to waste the rest of his rookie season without him getting valuable reps that will help him be a better player going forward. Because if he gets a little taste of it now, the last 3 games, it now gives him an opportunity to understand, here's where I need to work on in the off season. He has some actual film to be able to think about, okay, here's what I need to work on, as opposed to just kind of doing it blind. So playing, I don't think it was bad. I thought it was solid. And I think you need to continue to build a chemistry with him in there, because I think he is kind of a foundational piece. Him and Trevor and all those other young guys that are going to be there for a long time, put them on the field together, let them grow.
Next week, the Jaguars face the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium. Jets are 3-11. They have Zach Wilson. They have Robert Saleh. And this is obviously not a great wins-losses matchup, but you got to go try to obviously get off this losing skid up on the road in New York on Christmas weekend.
This is tough, man. It's tough because there's so many factors. I heard you guys talk about Robert Saleh being fired up, Zach Wilson being fired up because of the natural rivalry with Trevor Lawrence. It's a road game. And, all the energy and all this stuff that you would normally get out of the dismissal, well, all that's gone now. So now it'll be business as usual this week with Bevell taking over. Yeah, they may tweak the practice schedule, but the team that you have in place is the team that's going to play. And so what does it look like? Can they get a win? Because the Jets played really well and really tough against the Miami Dolphins for, the entire game. And so we had our own issues against the Texans. So it's going to be tough, man. It's going to, just being honest, it's going to be tough for the Jaguars to win one of the games heading down the stretch, just because, look, everyone else is playing. They're playing hard. And right now, the Jaguars are playing so inconsistently, it's hard to say that, they're going to turn around and get a dub.
Yeah, and if it doesn't come against the Jets, it's hard to envision them beating a team that's, in the midst of a playoff hunt in either New England or Indianapolis, the way that team showed up last night. So let's just go out there and get this one so we don't have to hear the whole Zach Wilson thing the whole offseason. Honestly,
Dim, do you really want to get it? Would you rather have the pick?
I know. I hear what you're saying. This is the battle for the number 1 overall pick, basically, as well. Although I wouldn't put it past the Jets to do what they did last year, lose to the Jags and then go out and win one of their final 2. I don't know what their schedule looks like, but I imagine they probably have they got at least one division game. They probably got Buffalo because they played Miami this week, I would guess.
Yeah, so the Jags this week, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Week 17 in New York, and then at Buffalo.
Yeah, that's probably not looking like they're going to get another one. Maybe.
No.
So, I don't know, Bucky. What would you rather have at this point in time?
I'd rather have the number 1 pick, and I'd rather have the opportunity to pick one of those guys at the top as a pass rusher, either Hutchinson or Thibodeau. I prefer the kid up north from Michigan because I think he's a freak show, and I think he's kind of like the right partner to go opposite of Josh Allen. And I think if we rethink the Jaguars, and I know we have the fascination with the quarterback, but all the teams in the division that are good, the Indianapolis Colts, the Titans to a lesser degree, man, their defense is able to kind of like not only keep the score down, but they can generate turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for Jacksonville, when Jacksonville has been at their best, is because the defense led the way, not the offense. I love Trevor, but you got to build up the defense, because if you can get the defense at a high level, that'll get you to middle of the pack. And then the icing on the cake comes from what the offense is able to do with Trevor Lawrence and any other weapons they just surround him with.
It just, I know, that initially just seems backwards, Bucky. I mean, just if you're a casual fan watching this, they can't score on offense. Wouldn't you go get offensive guys?
Nah, not – well, here's the thing. Not in the top of the round. Not in the first round.
Yeah.
Not like one of those
everywhere
guys,
else,
like,
maybe you go get
yeah, look, I think you get a pass rusher in the first round, and then after that, like, you can have at it. You can pick all offensive guys. You can get 8 receivers and all that other stuff and just throw them on the wall and try and find someone who can run and catch the ball consistently, because that has to happen. But I think when you have a young quarterback, unless there's someone from Clemson, because we saw all of these quarterbacks get paired with their former receivers this year, Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Tua Tagovailoa, and Jalen Waddle. Unless there's someone like that has a natural connection with Trevor, typically it's hard to have a young receiver and a young quarterback pop at the same time. It's easier if you have a veteran receiver who can play, help the young receiver like Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. I think it's really important that the Jaguars find a veteran receiver that can come out and make it happen, whether it's the Godwin kid at Tampa or somebody else who comes open as a free agent. You got to find a veteran who can kind of settle in and be that steadying force on that offense.
Well, there you have it. The Scoreboard show in the books. Bucky, have a great week. We'll catch up with you before the holidays, so Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Buck.
Hey, happy holidays, you guys.
There he is, Bucky Brooks, gone. Thanks to our entire crew. The nice lady on the phone, Linda Fortunato.
She's so nice.
Joe Fortunato's here also. Tony Smith is on the audio side. Brent Reber and others on the video side tonight.
For some reason, I want a hamburger and some chicken.
You can have whatever you want. This show's over, though. That's Mike Dempsey. I'm JP Shadrick. Final score for the final time. Texans 30, Jaguars 16. It's the Scoreboard show on Jaguars Radio.